What's up, y'all? It's Chief Tech Red Feather. Um, Back in this motherfucker with another lesson. Before I start this lesson, uh, I would like to send off the positive energy, first and foremost, to the first creators, the sexy goddesses, sexy, lovely, beautiful goddesses. No matter how you look or how your hair look, you still sexy and beautiful to the motherfucker. That's a fact, so I like some peace and positive energy, love and light to the goddesses, the sexy, lovely goddesses. Here on the land, the organic goddesses as well. I would also like some peace and positive energy uh, and love and light onto the gods on the land too. Peace and love to the gods. Well, I've also like some peace and positive energy onto the beings that are made of spirit but not of darkness. The beings are not made the way the organic beings are made. I would like to send peace and positive energy, love and light onto them. I also like to send peace and positive energy, most importantly, onto the ancestors. Uh, because without the ancestors, uh, the information we present to the public would be possible. Uh, I would also like to send peace and positive energy to the lost souls or souls that are unaware of who they are. Um, I would also like to send peace and positive energy, lastly, onto the planet. Um, Shit. Basically, tonight I'm gonna be talking about the ancestors. Basically, I'm gonna be basically clearing the ancestors' name. You can say, I guess. This been on my mind. I guess the ancestors seen that it's time for me to talk about it. Now, when we all think about our ancestors, what we think about? Some Africans, right? We all know that we was dancing around campfires and all that, singing tribal music, right? Or dancing to tribal music, right? We all know that. But we tend to forget that we was that and start to believe that who we are is some slaves that don't got shit. That's the biggest problem with our people. Every time we see some racist shit come up in the rear view, we always, man, y'all always doing this, man. Ever since we was slaves, y'all always did this to my ancestors, all that. We was never no motherfucking slaves. When them motherfuckers rewrote history, they rewrote it all up and through. That's why it's called history. It's his story. So it's a story of a man. It's a man-made story, but it's not real. It's nothing that has facts to it. When you hear about all of these chiefs on the land, the chiefs on the land is us. I'm one of them, right? You got all different type of chiefs on the land. So all these chiefs that they be out here talking about, that be us, the organic beings to the land, but they rewrite history and give you these pale-faced motherfuckers that don't exist and they never existed. This is what they have to do to confuse the public eye, right? To confuse the people. Because they don't want us knowing who we are and where the fuck we come from. So they want you to think your ancestors were some bums, right? We didn't have shit, we was poor. This is the whole reason why the whole black owned businesses shit, that's why that shit is in the forefront, because we think we ain't came from nothing. You feel me? We think we don't come from nothing. But that's a motherfucking lie. We had everything you could imagine, but it wasn't material. The land is all the money. That's all the wealth. That's the land. We don't realize this because we too much focusing on how much money we got in our pocket. See, what you got in your pocket don't match to what's already on the land. What you got in your pocket is small pieces of land, but it don't last forever. The land lasts forever, but that piece of paper don't last forever because it's paper, right? And then it's metaphysical symbols on that money that get your ass want to go out and get more of it because what's on it, right? Then the color of it, green, so that's your heart chakra, all that other shit. That's color magic. So that's why. So you thinking, man, we don't, man, our ancestors was messed up. We went through all this. But you don't even know the true story. You don't know what the fuck we was. We was not what the fuck you think we was, man. We wasn't. We were some powerful beings, very powerful, and we still are. That's what we getting back in tune with, our power. Everybody be like, man, I wonder what my ancestors was and how they used to talk. Nigga, you them. We them in the flesh. Niggas just wouldn't realize that because they don't believe that we can come back. Right? Motherfuckers don't believe that dying is not real, but you don't die. We keep coming back. We keep coming back to everything is the way it needs to be. Some of us came from different universes, right? This is the only one planet that we have. We have other planets on other realms, higher realms, right? So when you looking at your people down here that's organic to the land, these ain't no regular motherfuckers you looking at. These is motherfuckers that have done great things here on the land. Created a lot of things, pyramids, crystals, all type of shit. They did a lot of great things here. And the whole time, these is your ancestors that you looking at, but you just think they just a regular motherfucker. No, these is your ancestors. What you think your DNA is? The cells you have in you, those strands, that's all ancestral information just sitting inside you, waiting to be unlocked. Right? Because even though you are one of the ancestors, you still can connect with higher ancestral beings in higher dimensions. Right? So you here on the low dimension, you have the ability to connect with higher dimensional uh ancestral beings that's not even in this realm. That's in a whole nother realm. You can actually do that. So when people talk about they connected with their ancestors, certain motherfuckers don't even be realizing that you connecting with certain advanced, highly intelligent beings, and they your ancestors, but they just from higher dimensions. That's above this dimension. Some motherfuckers wouldn't realize that, right? We always had something. We always had something on the land. It was never a point that we didn't have nothing. That it was never like that. They just have to rewrite history and make up a bunch of bullshit so we can really believe in this shit. Right? And most of us fell for it. Right? The motherfuckers gave us a lie and we fell for the shit. A lot of us did. Cause I told motherfuckers, if you don't believe, right? If you don't believe that our planet was taken advantage of by motherfuckers that look like us but ain't us gonna wash roots, right? You had white people on them ships, but who the fuck was helping the white man? It was niggas. Who the fuck was it that captured Kunta? It was niggas. It was two niggas. Well, actually, I think three or four of them. But it was niggas. It was niggas that was trying to get to him, and they got him. They was more happier than the white man. Why the fuck is that? Why the fuck is these niggas happy to catch their own people? Because that's they ain't they people. They not us. So these dirty Moor motherfuckers that we have all been talking about, these is the ones that rewrote the history. These are the ones that made it to where we believe that we some African motherfuckers that came here via slave trade. Them is the ones. All the shit you've been told about who we is, all that is bullshit. It's all some watered down shit. It's not true. Because if you think about it, Nat Turner ain't even really a real person. Nat Turner is really a chief on the land. If you get into his story connects with another chief on the land, right? Because if you read it and understand what you're reading, it's basically the same motherfucking person. But they trying to divide them and make them sound different. It's the same motherfucking person. This is what they do. They have to divide and make it to where you basically gotta guess who the fuck is who and what your people was on. No, you gotta put shit together. That's why you have to read. Put shit together. Cause they gonna always come with some bullshit. They don't want you to know how great you really are. They don't want you to know. They want you to be stuck in your own mind. And then when you get on some so-called woke shit, some black woke revolutionary shit, you still be a step back. You can't take a step forward because you don't know what other steps to take. All right, you don't know what other steps to take, so therefore you in the back. Because in order to know who you is, you got to get past that African black shit because you're not black. I got a lesson I'm gonna be making probably later on today about black, right? What black is, right? And touch a little bit on skin pigment. We was never black. Black is our absorption of light, but that's not our reflection. You feel me? You have to understand that. So they going around saying we some black Israelites and that, nigga, we ain't black. And the real Jew motherfuckers is the dirty Moors. Like motherfuckers didn't know that. So what the fuck is you talking about? So when you talking about our people and where we come from, you have to come correct in what you're saying because if you go down to every one of our family histories, right? Our family history and all that, no African shit is gonna come up. Ain't gonna be no African shit. It's gonna be all Native American shit. All Native American shit, and that's gonna be like, wait a minute, so you mean to tell me we was already here? We was already here. But they had to rewrite shit to make you think that we wasn't here. But we was already here. We was here before books. We was here before the Nation of Islam. We was here before all that. Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, Taoism, Jehovah's Witness. We was here before all that shit. Before motherfuckers was identifying themselves as Moors, we was already here. already here. We was a tribe, a group of chiefs, chief leaders, highly intelligent beings that communicated with each other in magical ways. Not using our voices, but using our minds, using our consciousness. Telepathic communication. We had alchemists. We had all different type of great beings on the land. This is what we was. And we was doing that shit right here in what they call present day America. We was doing all that shit here. That's why it's so much energy over here, because this is where we from. It's energy in Africa and places like Haiti and Puerto Rico, but most of the energy is right here because this is where a lot of shit taking place. So you go try to take your ass to Africa and you ain't gonna have no realization of where the fuck you at. Then you gonna feel uncomfortable. Then you gonna be like, wait a minute, I thought that's where I come from. That ain't where you come from. You come from right where you at. Wherever you at on the land, or wherever your great grandparents are from on the land, that's where they was migrated. That's where they had to migrate to. Right? That's where their tribe connection is at. That's why they at a certain place on the land. But you don't realize this shit because you don't pay attention. Pay attention to how your grandmother do her hair. Pay attention to all that shit. She do her hair a certain way for a reason. Ask your granddad, ask your grandfather, y'all family history and where y'all come from and what y'all was before all this shit occurred. He might have something to tell you. What? He might just have something to tell you. If you ask. But if you don't ask, I'm not gonna tell you shit. Alright, so you believe this bullshit that they have tried to place onto you for so very long, you gotta stop believing that shit. Cause everybody would be like, oh, I love my ancestors, I'm all that. But you don't know your ancestors. You don't even know how they look. You don't know what they about. You really don't even understand the energy of your ancestors. Because you can have a connection with a certain ancestor over the other. Because y'all energies might be the same. Right? Because when you talking and calling on the ancestors, you have to understand their energy and what you have to bring to them, and you have to understand what they gonna bring to you. Right? You can't just call on some ancestors but don't know what you really calling on, because then you put yourself in a position to where you can't handle the energies that they sending you. You can't handle it because you don't know what it's about. All right, this is this is why you have to really try to understand your ancestors more. Understand them. Yeah, call them in for sure, but understand what you call them in. Understand what's going to happen when you do that. Because when you have the energy of the ancestors within you, you can't just do regular shit you would do every day because you have that energy in you. A lot of shit you do, they might not like what you do. Right? You sitting around talk about motherfuckers, they ain't gonna want you doing that shit. Cause they within you. So they ain't gonna wanna hear you talking bad about motherfuckers doing this low vibratory shit, or accidentally investing your energy into some drama, into some gossip. They ain't gonna want you doing that. They gonna want you doing something else, something that's benefiting you, but can also honor them for what they have done. Right? So you have to understand what they are. So if you go into a female ancestor, you have to understand what she want, right? Because it's gonna be a lot of softness, a lot of emotions. So you have to be able to match that same energy. Because the ancestors ain't gonna enter your vessel if you ain't doing your spiritual work. If you ain't doing your spiritual work, they ain't gonna enter your vessel, right? Because when a important message needs to get across, they if they can't find nobody that's in tune with who they are, they gonna have to enter just a random, could be a random person to get a message across. If our collective people ain't in tune, they gonna have to do that because it's a important message for the earth that needs to be delivered. All right. This is what happens. So you have a lot of people around here that ain't in tune with themselves. Therefore, the ancestors, they ain't gonna fuck with you because you have to be on a certain type of frequency for the ancestors. Because, like I just said, they can enter through a random person, but that random person has to be on a certain type of frequency, right? Because they can enter through a motherfucker that's probably white, that ain't even our skin pigment, but that person has to be on a certain type of frequency. There has to be a person that got a lot of love in their heart for them to enter their vessel, right? Because once you open your heart, you can allow a lot of love to enter your life, right? So that person has to have a lot of love in his heart for them to enter that vessel. They can't just enter an angry motherfucker vessel because they ain't gonna understand what's in them, and then they might not say what information is in them. They might not say nothing because they some angry motherfuckers. So you got to be on a certain type of frequency for them to even come into your vessel. You got to be on a certain type of frequency. All right, so you have to understand the greatness of your ancestors. Because when you understand the greatness of your ancestors, you can understand yourself. You can understand the greatness of yourself and who you are. Once you understand them, they not know crazy people that was sacrificing animals and doing all that bitch ass shit people be out here talking about we was doing. We was never doing all that shit. It's no need. Why I need to sacrifice the animal for? What I need to do that for? That don't make sense. Right? So people that be saying they woke, they be talking about their ancestors killing pigs and shit and all this. So we was never doing none of this shit. That's some Enlil shit. We wasn't doing that shit. Right? So people be using these blood rituals because for some ancestor type shit because they believe that we was doing blood rituals back then. We was never doing that shit. So you doing that, you doing some stupid shit. You the goddesses going around using blood, period blood that as for a love spell to get a nigga, and you doing some stupid shit. You better stop that shit. For real. Cause you really fucking yourself over. You doing it cause now you playing with energy. Or you playing with the ancestors. Cause I wouldn't put nobody under a spell to love me anyway. That's just some weird ass shit. That's weird. That's weird shit. If a motherfucker don't love you, they just don't love you. Right? But you out here doing certain blood rituals and thinking that's for your ancestors, you better stop doing that shit. We wasn't doing that. Your oppressors want your blood. We don't want them getting our children's blood, so why the fuck you think we was sacrificing our own animals? That don't make no goddamn sense. So that's how you already know we wasn't doing that weird shit that these motherfuckers is out here talking about. We wasn't doing that shit. So motherfuckers talk about blood sacrifices. They making that shit up all in their motherfucking head. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. They just saying stupid shit. Just to sound like they know something, but they don't know nothing at all. Don't know shit. Go ask them motherfuckers where sacrificing came from. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna have no motherfucking answer for where the fuck it came from. They ain't gonna know shit. Cause first thing they gonna say, oh, it came from the Indians. But we are the Indians. We wasn't doing that shit, so think something else. Where else it came from? The devil ain't real. Where else it came from? They gonna be out of options. They ain't gonna know where the fuck it came from. Because they making that shit up in their head. Motherfuckers go look up some shit they see on the internet and then believe that shit. Motherfuckers talk about the Aztecs used to kill each other and all that shit. Nigga, you was never doing none of that shit. That's all made up shit. We was killing oppressors, the niggas that was trying to take our land. Yeah, we was fucking them up. Yeah. They was getting their ass sacrificed. But our own people, we was never doing that shit. Why would we kill our own people? That's some dirty Moor Enlil shit. We would never do that. So they motherfuckers out here saying that shit, you on some goofy ass shit. You need to check your motherfucking information. Cause you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You sound like a bitch. That's what your ass sound like. You sound like a bitch ass nigga. Right? Because you see us out here telling you what we is, but you still going out. You a bitch ass nigga, your ass a police. You 12. You a goofy. So you basically telling us we on some bullshit, like we was like, nah, you on some bullshit. We come here back to save your bitch ass, and you try to make up shit about what you think we is. Your ass a goofy. A straight goofy ass, clown ass nigga. We wasn't the people that you thought we was. We were very loving beings. Killing was not our first option. Killing would be, from what I know for myself, that would be the last option. Because we are not created, we wasn't created to be motherfuckers that just go killing motherfuckers. Right? We ain't no savage. Well, I mean, we say we savage, but we ain't no motherfuckers that use that savageness just to do anything to hurt motherfuckers. We don't do that shit. We had, as the man, as the chiefs on the land, the patriarchs, we had to step in and protect the women because they was, you know, trying to take our land. So we had to step in for the Galluses and do what we had to do. That's why we had to start killing. Right? But motherfuckers that talk about a spiritual assassin, but don't even know what a spiritual assassin is. A spiritual assassin is not just you out here killing motherfuckers. right? The same shit you be seeing the Equalizer do, Denzel. That's the same shit. The same shit a spiritual assassin is about. Martial arts, understanding martial arts, understanding alchemy, how to transmute certain energies and all that shit. That's a spiritual assassin. Learning how to, you know, be flexible with the body, learning how to bend the body and all that. That's a spiritual assassin. That's what a spiritual assassin is. So people be talking about spiritual assassins, but don't really know what they are though. You would just say, okay, a spiritual assassin is a killer. No, you got to get deeper than that, because then that gets people to think that we just some crazy motherfuckers. No, that's not what it is. Because a lot of spiritual assassins is ascending masters. So that's why I talk about alchemy and all that. They understand all that shit. That's what made them what they was. So you got motherfuckers out here that's killing each other for no reason, and a lot of them is assassins. But they don't remember. So they just killing, but don't have no type of structure or no strategy to what they killing for. Right? So they out here lost right now. That's not your ancestors. That's not what we are about. That's not how we operate. We ain't no scary motherfuckers though. That's the thing. We ain't no scary motherfuckers. We very skilled. Very skilled. Bow and arrows and yeah, we skilled. But that's not our only strength. We have a lot of other strengths that we're good at. Or that we great at. Alright? That's what it is. But you have to realize and understand that. Alright? Study your ancestors. And if you got the ancestral energy in you, ask your ancestors about who he is. Ask them, they gonna tell you. They gonna tell you exactly who he is. Or if you want to see visions of what we is, they'll show you visions. I've seen visions of what we is. I've seen them. And we don't look the way that motherfuckers think we look. So they come with this Nat Turner shit, or this Harriet Tubman shit, Nat Turner shit, to basically not only confuse us, but to also have us in war with the pale faces. But the whole time, it's a black hand involved in all this bullshit. It's a black hand. Oh, the whitey, fuck the white man, fuck the white man. He's right, nigga. You fuck the white man, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. You all focus on the white man, no, some nigga that look just like you that did all the bullshit to you. You just don't want to accept it, cause you don't want to accept that your people, that the people that you think your people would do that to you, but it's a fact. Now, when you have these organizations that we created, right, Who be the motherfucker that infiltrate the organization? It be a motherfucker that look just like us. You be thinking it's a white motherfucker. Nah. It's always a black hand in the background. It's always a black hand. So a motherfucker that have your same skin complexion be the motherfucker that's tearing you down. All them Benjamin Franklins and all of these presidents they talk about, it was all the dirty Moor motherfuckers. Motherfuckers that look like us, but they wasn't us. Right? Because how the fuck do these motherfuckers know about court? We have a galactic court and then we have the court down here. How these Neanderthal motherfuckers just know about court? No, it has to be a certain God that know us, that know how to put all that shit together. Think about it. Because you have the court system that's not fair, right? People that don't do nothing wrong, they still get accused of being bad people when they ain't even did shit wrong, right? But where is that coming from? That's coming from a motherfucker that look like you, but it's not you, right? Because everything is free will. So if a motherfucker do something, or if a motherfucker accuse you of doing something bad and you didn't do nothing at all, and they still make you out to be a bad person, then that's not righteous. Everybody's free to do anything they want until you go over the lines. If you do some shit to where you on some pedophile shit, you raping women out here, you do some bullshit like that, yeah, then you got something coming from it. Something gonna come for your bitch ass. But if you don't do nothing like that, you just righteous and you may have hurt somebody that was trying to hurt you and your people, then you ain't really doing nothing wrong. Cause if it's righteous, then you right. But down here, they'll try to throw you in jail or give you life and all that old shit because of your righteous intentions, right? But it's a black hand that's telling them, yeah, we'll do that to them, because they know where that's leading to. We keep getting motherfuckers out here that's doing righteous shit. They gonna start exposing who's righteous and who's not righteous. That's what's gonna happen. Just think about it. We always want to believe that the white man is our enemy, old whitey, right? He's our enemy. He ain't your enemy. He just playing like he your enemy, but he's not the enemy. Now, not all your people fucked up, but some that look like us, these motherfuckers are not us. They bad people. They don't want good for our people. They very bad, evil motherfuckers. So all that French, the Haitian Revolution with the French, there was dirty motherfucking Moors that the Haitians was fighting against. The Spanish conquistadors, dirty Moors. The Knights, dirty Moors. They was all dirty Moors. They was dirty. Look like us, but they ain't us. Came with the red flags and all that. The Knights, Templars, and all that's dirty Moor shit. So these motherfuckers in war against us, we whooping their ass. And they had to come along because we had got, some of us had got tricked. on our land, not to where we gave our land up, but we got tricked on our land to where, shit came to where it is now, to where we in this world we in today. Right? So we got tricked and they was able to rewrite a lot of shit. Change the whole narrative of what the fuck we is. Because it was a story that Christopher Columbus, when he arrived here, he was trying to teach us Christianity and all that. And he, I guess, said a prayer with us, and we closed our eyes. And when we opened our eyes after the prayer was done, we had the book and they had the land. Now, the reason why that would even make sense is because if I get a God, right, a God, an angelic being, to close their eyes and pray, which is going outside of themselves, then I got the land. Because what is the land? The fruits of God's labor. The land is God. So if I get your ass to pray, going outside of yourself, then nigga, I take the land. Cause now you don't know what God is. Now you have forgotten it. You have went against yourself, nigga. That's a trick. That's a trick from the devil himself. That's a trick. They tricked you. So we had the book, they had the land. And from them having a part of the land, that's when they was able to disguise themselves, right? Do little dirty more bullshit, act like they was us on the land, and then that's when we had to send Noble Drew Ali in to expose these dirty motherfuckers, to expose the black hand that was behind all this shit. That's what really happened. There's always gonna be a black hand. Always. It's always gonna be a nigga that look like you that's doing the bullshit to you. But you never want to quit. Oh no, my people would never do that. No, they'll do that to you. They'll never tell you, but they'll do it to you. They'll do it to you. It's fucked up, but these niggas do it to you. So we out here, or some of us want to be out here killing white motherfuckers, but don't even realize why you even doing that. Cause you reading they bullshit stories. So we done killed all these certain innocent white motherfuckers that ain't racist on that bullshit, and then you got the real enemy. Them niggas is still breathing, still getting away with the bullshit. Still getting away with the fuckery, and we ain't even realizing it because we think we own something, or we being woke, or we in tune with ourselves. We assassins, but you ain't assassinating shit. You're not doing that. You're not doing nothing right, what you're supposed to be doing. So you have to be able to recalibrate your sense of thinking. You have to go read some shit. Go read some shit. Just read shit and really challenge your mind to be like, okay, what the fuck is they telling me? Osceola, Crazy Horse, all these chiefs they tell you about, they was all our people, neuromelanated people, our skin pigment, organic to the land that was fucking shit up around here. With feathers in our ether. look the same way I look just like this with beards, all that. Cause not only you got ether in your hair, you got ether on your face, right? Not just always on the top of the head. You got ether right here. This is all ether. That's why it's black, cause black absorbs light, right? See, they be having us eat these hormones, and that's how we grow facial hair. But you growing facial hair from another motherfucking male organ, organism, organ. That ain't your natural hair. The way we grow hair is by information building up in us. The more information you build up, the more hair you will grow, the more ether you will grow. Right? This is why they use certain esoteric paintings with a motherfucker with a beard, because that represents growth and knowledge, growth and information, and also representing the elders. Right? So that's what that is. That's why you grow facial hair. So, when you're thinking about your ancestors, you gotta think deeper. Think deeper about what they is. Think deeper. That's all you gotta do, nigga, is think. Don't lower yourself to a standard to where you leave yourself stuck, to where you just believe in everything motherfuckers tell you about your ancestors. Right? Because certain people make movies about your ancestors and they leave certain hints in there. Those certain hints is put there for you to be able to put the full puzzle together. Right? You gotta put the full puzzle together, so that's why they put little hints in there. Right now, like I talked about Nat Turner and another chief on the land about their uh, stories being the same, because what Nat was trying to do, Nat was trying to, after he defeated who he had to defeat in Virginia, he was trying to go all over the land, coming together with all other slaves so they can fight against the system. Right now, you read about Chief Tekumesh or Tekumesh, the leader of the Shawnee tribe. He was trying to do the same shit. He was trying to form up with all other tribes to fight against the system. That's the same motherfucking story. But motherfuckers wouldn't be able to put it together though. Because what the fuck it look like? You got Nat Turner out here doing his shit, then you got a chief over there with a feather. It don't make sense. That's the same motherfucking person. But they gotta divide the story so motherfuckers won't get how it come. Nah, you ain't gonna get that shit past me, motherfucker. I know what you saying. I know exactly what the fuck you saying. talked about Queen Khalifa too in California. This is why California got a lot of dark energy there because of the matriarchal history. She had her own tribe, and she was dangerous to the motherfucker. But this conquistadors infiltrated Queen Khalifa's tribe in what they call now California or Los Angeles. They infiltrated the tribe, and then they renamed it some shit. Because if you look at Los Angeles, you got to break the name down. Los, you see Los, that's a Spanish name, or that's a Spanish term. I mean, Los, right? Then Angeles, right? Because if you look at it, it's really Los Angels, right? Los Angels. The reason why they would put angels is because there were angelic beings there. It was angelic beings in California. Very highly skilled, highly trained angelic beings. But they was killed. Right? So that's why it's the city of angels. Right, but what angels are they talking about? That what they would call the Anunnaki. That's who they talking about. See, niggas don't even know the history of what the fuck even happened out there. To why they do the bullshit they do. That's why they known for the porn industry, right? Acting, little bullshit they be doing out there, sex trafficking, making people have sex to get deals and all that shit. All that shit out there for a reason. It's all energy harvesting. Because they know the history of what the fuck went down out there. So that's why they be having motherfuckers do that shit. But motherfuckers don't be knowing where that's coming from. Alright, so that's why it be so many people with so many stories about how fucked up it is in Los Angeles or in Hollywood. Right, so that's what that's what's went on with our people. What you was told about what it is, all that shit's a lie. You go ahead, throw that shit right in the garbage. Cause there ain't no information, there ain't no knowledge. Right? People be walking around wearing t-shirts, Black Lives Matter, or Black History and all that shit. There is no such thing as a Black History because you're not black. What the fuck is Black History? Because most of these, like I said, most of these ancestors that they be talking about, a lot of them wasn't even your real ancestors. They be making up certain motherfuckers. Some of them wasn't even your people. So you have to get real in depth of what they talk about, with this Black History shit. You have to get deep in depth to what the fuck they talking about. This is why they made it a holiday, because this shit ain't our shit. You think they gonna make a holiday telling you about what the fuck we really is? Fuck nah, you a goofy if you believe that. They can only make a holiday structured off of bullshit information to try to confuse a people. That's the only thing they can do. So they be having these little kids reading about these certain people, and the whole time they getting lied to. So oh man, that Turner story was, well, man, this shit was crazy, man. They did that shit to that nigga. He wasn't even the motherfucker you thought he was. All that's to confuse you. All right, it's all confusion. That's the game they play, the game of confusion. What the fuck is you sending your kid off to school if they ain't gonna get taught shit? I don't give a fuck about a HBCU, right? A historically black college university. I don't give a fuck about that school. I give a fuck about that. Cause yeah, motherfuckers know you ain't in there teaching our people real shit they should know. Motherfuckers just in there wasting their motherfucking time. You got young kids in there, 18, young, hungry to learn who they is, and you teaching them bullshit. And they going through their whole lives believing that shit. And don't know what the fuck they just got told. Cause then they gonna come across some motherfucker that's gonna hit them with the real shit. And then they gonna be like, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know we was already here. I didn't know we was Indians. I didn't know we was chiefs and all that. I didn't know we ain't African. I didn't know. I didn't know. It's gonna have their ass baffled. They gonna be like, wait a minute. So why the fuck is a certain group of people telling me these lies, and then why am I being told this shit by motherfuckers that look just like me? Because if you had an all black college, it's mostly gonna be motherfuckers that look like you that's teaching you the bullshit. And them motherfuckers is probably getting a good check to tell you bullshit. So it's a win-win for them. They don't give a fuck. They just here to tell you the bullshit and get the fuck on. But most of the motherfuckers that's in there teaching you the bullshit ain't your people. Half of them in there dirty Moors. In there teaching you that bullshit. This is why when we talk about knowledge and information, you have to really understand what knowledge and information really is. Right? What it say in the Bible? Beware of false prophets who come dressed in sheep's clothing, but inwardly raving within wolves. So they come dressed in sheep's clothing, right? Wearing the same clothes you wear or wearing the clothes of a teacher, but they really some motherfucking wolves here to eat you up and spit your ass out. That's what it is. So they got your ass up in them schools, eating you up and they spitting your motherfucking ass out. And they doing nothing but producing poor minds. Because it ain't as bad going to like a regular school, and because you already know they ain't gonna teach you shit anyway. But it's more worse to go to an all black, so called black school and still ain't get taught nothing. That's the worst shit ever. That's worse. That's like a pain in the motherfucking heart. If I go up in that motherfucker, I want to see motherfuckers in there meditating, learning about colors, the real history about what colors are, learning about the real shit, teaching each other ether, all that. That's the shit I want to see. I don't want to see, all right, we gonna learn about Andrew Jackson, or we gonna learn about woo woo woo, or we gonna learn about what happened in that Turner, and the story not even being correct to what the fuck they talking about. I don't want to see that. Once you understand the ancestors, you gonna understand who you are and how you are energetically connected to them. Everybody talk about the ancestors, but don't understand them though. If you don't understand them, you shouldn't talk on them because you don't understand how they work, right? You don't understand how they work. So You don't understand how they work, so you can't speak on them if you don't know how they work. So these kids is being told about the ancestors, but they not connecting with them though. Right? Like I said, certain ancestors they learned about ain't even their ancestors. They wasn't even real people, they was made up figures. So these kids today ain't gonna have no recognition of what the fuck they are and what they connected to, because you got these bitch ass motherfuckers out here that call themselves teachers that's teaching these kids lies. Teaching these kids all these motherfucking lies, and they fucking believing it. Everybody graduating and everybody all graduate. Man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Cause it's just a sad day, because you know that these kids is being trained, prepped, and ready to go get lied to. It's gonna be a group of motherfuckers that's gonna get lied to. Half of these kids that's getting ready to go to college, when you go back and look at them a couple years from now, they probably ain't gonna be nowhere where they want to be or where they should be. All based upon the false information they was getting in these schools. And that's the worst shit. That's the shit that bothers me. Right? So I have to make it my duty to teach motherfuckers the truth so they don't get lied to. But it's hard trying to get motherfuckers to change their tone of thinking and information and knowledge, because they've been taught it. You know, they've been told it for so very long. So it'd be hard. That shit is just stuck in their head. Right? But we have to turn over a new leaf. We have to show motherfuckers what these ancestors you talk about really are. We have to change some shit. You ain't no regular motherfucker down here. If you organic to land, you're not just no any regular motherfucker down here. You're somebody powerful. You're not just an average Joe. That's what you have to realize. Right, so I'm about to go ahead and get off here. I feel like I said enough. If you understand what I'm saying, I don't give a fuck. Right, that's just on you. You need to level up your motherfucking self a little bit more. I don't give a fuck. But that being said, just as Chief Tech Red Feather, Chief Tech Red Feather. Uh, Once again, peace to the sexy, lovely, beautiful goddesses. Peace and love to the gods. Um, Peace and love to the ancestors. Most importantly, once again, peace to the planet. Ashe to all the tribal beings out there. Like, we one tribe, we all one. We ain't no different from each other. It ain't no egos in this shit, man. We all one. So that being said, man, I love y'all. I mean that out of my heart, my soul. And I'm out this motherfucker. Peace.